Woo! Let's do this.
Woo!
Can that be in the intro?
Yes.
Woo! Let's do this.
In hype. Exercising our voices. Here we go. Okay, so the music plays. Okay, I don't know what to do. I don't like intros. All right, guys, welcome to our first episode of Side Boobs and Side Hustles. I'm Brittany Farris.
I'm Shelby Myers.
And we are just here to entertain.
Yes.
We do want to take a second and just talk about what this podcast is, what we're going to do, and how we are going to entertain you. With this podcast, we really wanted to just get raw and real in all aspects of life. We plan to interview some hustlers, learn some new things, and get down to the nitty-gritty of business and life. The side boob is there as a sign of vulnerability and a little sexiness because we love both. We think that side boob is a way to be vulnerable, expose yourself in a classy way without showing too much. Unless you want to.
Hell yeah.
Then we welcome it. We welcome the full tit. The teat.
The teat.
We want people to talk about doing the shit while going through the shit because aren't we all? Yes.
Amen.
Before diving into each interview, Shelby and I will catch up, talk about what we're going through at the moment, maybe get a little saucy, shoot the shit. Nothing is off limits here. We hope to inspire people in multiple aspects of their lives. We're going to try our best.
Yes, we are.
We don't know if we will accomplish that.
Fingers crossed.
If we can't, at least maybe our guests will have some inspiring stories. Yeah, hopefully there will be some relatable things for you guys. And if not, maybe it will just make you smile.
Or waste some time while you're quarantined.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's our only goal. Right now, we're just trying to get the podcast out during quarantine to entertain you.
Yeah.
So, evolution of the podcast. How did this happen? Oh, I forgot that I was going to lock Gus up during this so you can't hear him in the background.
Gus. Where's he even? Come here, Gus.
We're going to have to lock him up.
Come here. Come say hi.
Gus, come introduce yourself. Being awfully quiet.
Okay, he did it. Kale just Snapchatted me. I wonder what he said. What's the link for this podcast? First time caller, long time listener. Shout out to Kale Walsh.
Thanks for the support. Okay, so evolution of how the podcast came to be. A year ago or so, I kind of wanted to do a podcast with a couple other friends in Texas. And then I realized that was really not realistic. That's not possible.
Well, it's hard when you live in Kansas.
Yeah, they don't live in the same state. So then I was going to do one by myself. So busy season happened with weddings and I kind of put it off. I researched things, but I didn't put a lot of time into it. And then we slowed down and I did a mock interview with Shelby. And you can tell the rest.
Okay. So basically, Brittany invited me over to her house to do this mock interview. Nothing was set in stone. She just wanted me to help her with ideas, I think, essentially, just to make sure the setup was right, the flow was good. So by the end of this interview, I became a co-host. It just happened. So after we decided that, we were trying to think of a name. And she had literally, I think, 3 different pieces of paper with just lists of names. And we went through it and we came up with Side Boobs and Side Hustles.
Yes, which was, well, the first name on the list
very
was
first
Side
name.
Boobs and Sangria, which we did consider for a very long time. We went back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Mostly just me because I'm psycho. But
Depends on the
after
day.
talking to some people, they made it clear that Side Hustles made more sense for what we were going for and what we were trying to do.
Yes. Even though we really love sangria.
Yeah. It just rolled off the tongue and we really got stuck on that for a minute. But I am
Rolled
happy
off
with
the
our decision.
tongue.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Love it. Okay. So now we're kind of breaking the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
Can we say that? Is somebody gonna find us?
Nobody arrest us, please. Yeah, well, we're in
COVID-19 is happening.
So our county, Sedgwick County, is supposed to be in a 30-day quarantine, and I don't think this is an essential.
I don't know. The rules are very vague, and I think we could probably
it's very generalized.
slide into it.
I'm sure we can find something.
It's just the two of us. I haven't seen any other human beings in like a week and a half. I'm not running around.
That's just normal
anywhere.
for you.
I don't go anywhere. I haven't been in contact with anyone except for you, so
yeah,
it's fine.
So yeah, I'm not really supposed to be here right now, but who gives a fuck, you know?
Not us. I mean, we care. We're not trying to like add to the problem by any means, but we're
it's
also
just us two. It's okay.
Yeah.
We have shit to do. We're working women.
Yeah, we're just trying to get stuff done and entertain our homies.
So today we are just going to ask each other random questions. We kind of did a poll on Instagram to see what people wanted to know about us. And so we took some questions from there. We took questions that other podcasts were interested in knowing.
And some from good old Google.
Ooh. Best resource out there.
Creative.
Original.
Before we do that, we are going to have a segment called High Key, Low Key. High key is going to be something good or positive in your life that is happening, and low key is going to be something awkward, embarrassing, that you maybe don't want to talk about, but you probably need to so that we can laugh at you.
Yes.
We're going to do that every episode.
We're going to laugh at each other, but we don't give a shit. It's good to get shit out there, honestly.
Yeah, it's good to just make light of the situations at hand.
It's a good thing that if people hear this, they'll make fun of us behind our backs and not in front of us. So if they think this is stupid as hell,
we'll never know.
We'll never know.
They leave reviews and tell us we're stupid, but that's fine.
I'll give you $50 if you don't do that.
Please don't make fun of us. Okay, so you want to go first?
What is this, high key, low key?
Yes.
Okay, so my high key is
my high key.
I think I have so many different like aspects that I'm thankful for. It's hard, and I'm doing so many things in my life. It's hard to just narrow it down to one thing. But I'm thankful that I just have the opportunity to do everything I want to do. So in my life, I'm doing so many different things to improve myself with self-growth, education, my personal life, which I can explain all that later. But I'm just making some money moves right now, and
You're
I'm
just thriving.
I am. I'm very stressed out at the moment,
You're
but I'm
very stressed out.
Brittany lit sage for me. She has these shots on the table because I'm just very overwhelmed right now.
When Shelby gets stressed out, she doesn't listen to anything that I say. And I'm talking to her and she's responding, but she has like blank eyes, and I can tell that she literally is not listening to me. And I've just been letting her do that all morning.
She just gets me.
I'm just
even yesterday.
And yesterday. Like, I don't think she remembers anything that we talked about yesterday.
We talked about leggings.
Yeah, we talked about leggings.
That was for like 2 minutes.
That was like the least important thing that I said to you yesterday.
I know.
But so I lit my sage. I gave her some greens and some collagen because health. And now I have some drinks on the table because she also needs that.
What is this? Smirnoff whipped cream. That's what she decided to
really
go
gross.
with.
I'm sorry. It was a panic moment at the not the grocery store, the liquor store. They were there and I bought them.
For this quarantine, you went to the liquor store and you panicked and you got whipped cream, vodka.
Well, I don't know what kind of shots people like. I don't do shots.
Not whipped cream. I'm going to tell you that right now. Anyways, okay.
Anyways, back to your high life.
Back to my high life. So I'm just thankful that I have the opportunity to not only like be stressed. Yes, that does suck, but the self-improvement part. I'm very much like a motivated person to do things for myself and be an independent woman. I'm thankful that I am able to do all that, which leads me to my low. I'm freaking stressed, guys. I'm so overwhelmed. I do photography full time. I work at a hospital. I am in a surgical tech program. And so I'm doing my clinicals right now. I'm in a program for surgical technology. I just got hired on at a new place to be a surgical tech because I graduate in May. We're starting this podcast, and I am also in the process of buying a house, and I close in April. So I have a lot of different things going on, and I'm very overwhelmed trying to talk to everybody and prioritize time with brides.
Yeah, COVID-19 is making brides reschedule. They're all worried, so everybody's reaching out to both of us because we both do that thing. And then also your school is affected by that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow affects your house buying, but I'm sure they can still make it happen.
Yeah. It's just a rough time, and I'm taking it day by day, and that's all I can do about it.
And you can light some sage. Okay, mine. I'm gonna start with my low key. What is today? Wednesday. I am supposed to be flying to Australia today.
Damn.
So COVID-19 has ruined a month long of traveling for me. I was supposed to be going to California for a friend's wedding, going to Australia for a couple days, going to New Zealand for like 2 weeks, and then going to Hawaii for 5 days. And now
you're stuck here in Kansas.
I am
in your
here.
House.
And
taking whipped cream shots.
Taking whipped cream. Just all-time low. My life has really 180'd.
At least it's warm outside now.
I know it's not. It's kind of a blessing in disguise because I really did want to get the podcast going, which we're having to break the rules to do this. But I needed the time. I was going to be gone for so long that we were going to get pushed back really far, which was kind of stressing me out. But I also am supposed to be in a different country right now, and that's sad.
Yeah. Hunting.
Yeah. Hunting red stag.
No big deal. You're just here in your dining room in Wichita, Kansas.
It's okay. Good things will come, hopefully.
Day by day.
But my high key is the other day I had an interview with a casting director to be on a game show.
Woo!
Yeah.
What show?
Mental Samurai.
Oh no.
So when I read the email, I've never heard of the show. They emailed me and it just said, "Hey, I'm a casting director for the show on Fox called Mental Samurai." And immediately I was like, nope, not doing this, not smart enough. I'm not going to be on a game show that makes me look stupid.
Especially
like
the fact that it's a mental game show.
Yeah, you have to be smart is what I'm thinking is. And I'm not stupid, like I'm pretty smart. But I don't want to be made to look really stupid on national TV.
It's a lot of
the
pressure.
The show's on Fox, so whatever. I was like, well, I'm going to reply. Like, it's not going to hurt to reply. I actually find the show. It's on Hulu, and I watch it.
How'd that go?
The questions aren't that hard.
What is the show about? Like, what?
So you have...
Ask you questions?
Yeah, you're sitting in this, like, slingshot chair, and it, like, throws you around. So I think it's, like...
I'm going to look this up.
Trying to just throw you off base a little bit. And you have 5 minutes... and it asks you 12 questions. And the questions are more like kind of like mental puzzles, or I don't know if you were in like CML when you were little, but it's kind of like that kind of math, or like there's a little pop culture in it. It's not hard stuff, but you only have 5 minutes. And if you miss one, you're done. So if you answer all 12 right, you win $10,000 and you go on to the next round. Then you have 4 questions after that, and for each one that you answer right, you get $25,000. So you can win $100,000 in the end. And the questions aren't that hard. It's just like you feel the pressure of the time.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the biggest aspect of it.
Is it like the modernized Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. And I don't feel like you have to be a genius to be on it by any means, but you can't be that stupid. I don't know. But so when I watched that, I was like, okay, I could actually probably do this. So I had the interview. It went well. It was really weird. I didn't know how to prepare for it.
Was it on the phone?
Yeah, it was a Skype interview.
Oh.
And I sit down and she was like, "Can you change your shirt?" And I was like, yeah.
Why? Why'd
She said that I was washed out because I was wearing like a white sweater. She like couldn't see my face. I think my phone is just broken and doesn't know how to focus. Like, I don't know. She was like, "I just can't really see you. Can you go put on like a bright colored shirt?"
You're just that pale.
Yeah, I am. So I'm like, sure, be right back. And like, she just stays there. I go to my closet, put on a different shirt, come back. Like, I'm adjusting the blinds so she can see me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
She probably was recording it too.
She was. Yeah, she was recording it because she was like, well, in the questions, it was such a quick interview. She was just like, well, give me a pitch. And I was like, a pitch for what? She's like, if you were sitting in the seat and like,
what? Just
yourself? Tell me. You need to sell yourself. This is a pitch. And I was like, oh shit, like why didn't you tell me that in the email? I would have prepared. Whatever. Anyways, I gave her a pitch. Weird. She said she liked it. She said she was interested, and even if it didn't work out, she would keep me in mind because she cast for the Discovery Channel.
Oh,
so
we need to figure out how to get on National Geographic.
Yeah, I really want to be on Survivor though. So
that's what about Naked and Afraid?
They've already asked me.
Oh,
yeah, twice.
Whoa,
I know. You don't win money on that though, so I don't really want to do it.
If I could be naked everywhere, I would be. So I'd be okay with being on that
show.
Well,
I'll give them your name, but like I'm not gonna go be naked unless there's money involved. That's why I'd rather do Survivor.
Yeah.
So that's my high and low.
All right.
Thriving and not thriving at the same time.
Not surviving and not thriving.
Yeah. We're gonna be okay, I think.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Let's just dive into some questions. Some of these are from
Google, our Instagram questionnaire, other podcast channels are interested in knowing about us.
Yeah. You want to ask? Shoot, I skipped the first one.
What?
Let's come back to that. Let me think about it for a while because I never did it. I forgot.
What first one?
The first question.
Okay.
Did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Come on, girl.
I can't think of words that fast. I was going to make them like really deep and personal. Oh, just go to the second one.
I think mine are deep and personal, not superficial. We'll see. Okay. First question of the day. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your extra time?
Work. I would. Yeah? If I had more time, I would work more on other things.
Yeah. There's always something that you can work on when you're a business owner. Mine was being outside in quality time.
That's nice. You are an angel. Ooh. And I am money hungry.
Just wait till you get to my other questions.
What hobby would you get into if money weren't an issue?
So this was very hard for me because I don't really necessarily care to travel outside of the country. I mean, it would be kind of cool, but it's not a priority on my list. So what I would do is I would buy all the outdoor things. I would buy myself an in-ground pool. I'd buy razors. I'd buy Jeeps. Tyler already has a Jeep, so I guess I got that going. I'd buy a boat for the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Anything outdoor.
Boating, yeah.
Yeah, anything outdoor I would buy, probably.
Nice. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is pottery. I would have a pottery studio.
Pottery? What the fuck?
I love pottery.
God.
I would have a wheel and I would throw some pots and some cups and I would have a kiln. Kilns are really expensive.
What's a kiln?
That's what you fire the clay in.
Like an oven? But a kiln?
Yeah, but it's for clay.
Oh.
Okay.
You do you.
Google it.
I didn't know.
So I would have a pottery studio. Yeah, I did it in high school and college. I went to school for art. Duh.
Huh. That's right. Yeah, you did. Okay. All right. What fictional place would you most like to go to?
I'll go first.
You go first.
Oh, wait. You asked the question. Obviously, I'm going to go first. Hogwarts.
Did you put that? Yeah. I put Harry Potter.
No, you didn't. I thought you were going to put something else.
No, I would just like, I'm not obsessed with Harry Potter, but just the idea of
being a wizard would be cool as fuck.
Being a wizard, being able to fly.
Yeah.
Being able to tell
spells.
Like, yeah. Being able.
Stupid rewind noise.
If I could shut somebody up, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to go to Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
Yes.
Wow, we're the same.
Yeah, we are.
All right. Next, mountains or ocean?
I said ocean.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
So, I love the mountains and everything. I love hiking, but I also have really bad asthma, so it takes a toll on me. And when I think about mountains or oceans, I'm thinking I'm going on a vacation. And if I'm going on a vacation, I would really like to just relax. I don't want to go sightsee everywhere 24/7 while I'm on vacation. I just want to relax. And I love the sun. I love water. I was always a pool baby growing up. And I don't know, I just want to lay on a beach towel by the ocean.
Yeah, I chose the opposite.
Oh,
I actually have like
surprising.
a little bit of it's not a fear of drowning. I just don't feel like I'm a very good swimmer. I can swim.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would never go deep in the ocean because I would maybe die.
Yeah.
But that's not why I
Okay.
didn't choose it. I just like the mountains more. I like the crispy air.
Mhm.
And I would just go to a cabin and live there and sit and have a hot tub.
It was a hard decision for me. I was thinking about it from like a vacation point of view.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would still go to the mountains over ocean for vacation.
That's weird.
I know.
I figured we would choose the same one on that one. Okay.
Nope.
Next
Next.
question. What animal best represents you?
A koala.
I said the same thing.
Stop. Okay, well, I chose a koala because they're cute but psycho.
That's you.
I know.
That's you to a T, actually. I chose a koala because they're relaxed, but they get stressed out easily.
It concerns.
So
How do you know that koalas get stressed out?
they're kind of like sloths. Sloths
Okay.
also get stressed out easily, but they're
Where
just-
did you learn that? On Nat Geo?
yes, on
People-
planet Earth, man.
Man, those koalas get heckin' stressed. I feel that, though.
You know how funny this would be if we were both high?
Yeah. Probably be really not productive, which I'm not
No.
sure that it is right now either.
I
but
know. Yes, so koalas get stressed out because they just are so relaxed and they move so slow, kind of like sloths. And when something around them is like quick to happen or it's fast, they get stressed out. That's my life right now.
Wow.
Things are happening very quickly and I'm very stressed out.
I did not know that, and I doubt other people knew that either. So maybe people are going to learn something today.
Wow, the more you know.
This isn't our most educational podcast, you guys. This is just
If you
for
get
funsies.
bored,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first episode is always going to be boring because you're introducing yourself
Yeah.
and nobody really wants to know about you. They just want to know
No.
about like other things in the world.
Yeah.
So if you're bored right now, just fast forward to the second episode, please, because we don't want bad reviews.
That's why we're releasing 5 at a time, okay?
Yes.
Not at a time, just for the first. We're releasing 5 to start.
Yes.
So that if you're bored, you don't have to listen.
Yeah, just move on to the next episode.
Okay. If you could speak. Wait.
Yeah.
Did I miss one?
No.
Okay. If you could speak another language, which would it be and why?
I said sign language.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I was in sign language club in high school, but I don't remember anything.
Were you in art club also?
No, but I wish I was.
I chose sign language because I took a sign language class in college and I really loved it. And I was still working at the hospital at that time. And everybody knows Spanish, French, Japanese, Vietnamese, whatever. But nobody really knows sign language.
It's true.
And we always had, I guess I shouldn't say always, but we had some deaf patients and they would have to point at pictures on a piece of paper, and
That's a good one.
more people need to know.
That's
Like, I
true.
really love parents that teach their kids sign language at a young age.
Yeah. You can communicate with your children a lot younger if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
What did you choose?
Afrikaans.
What?
Afrikaans.
Afrikaans?
Yes.
Hmm.
So when I went to Africa, they spoke Afrikaans,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. I loved it.
I
It
didn't
was
even know it was a
so
thing.
cool. There's so many languages, and I think in South Africa there's like 40 languages because there's all the different like tribes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Afrikaans is like the main
Gotcha.
one.
So, do a lot of Africans know how to speak a lot of languages down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they all know probably like 3, at least 3.
Okay.
3 to 8, I would guess. But Afrikaans is just so cool, and I loved being over there, and I want to learn it. But
Yeah.
I can't find any apps to teach it to me.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
tried.
heard of it, so I feel like it's kind of rare.
I know.
What is the strangest thing you've ever ate?
Zebra.
Was it good? What did it taste
It
like?
was so
Did it
good.
taste like chicken?
Tastes like steak.
Oh,
Yeah. It was so good. It
Mm.
tasted like filet, which
that's
is my
really
favorite.
good. Did you have that when
In Africa.
Did you have that when you were in Africa?
Yes, I shot the zebra,
Mm-hmm.
and then we ate it.
Wow, that's inspiring.
I know.
I really haven't ate anything like outside of the ordinary. So the only thing that I thought was kind of cool was alligator.
Yeah.
When I went to South Padre, and it was some of the best food I've ever ate because it was like real, genuine seafood.
Yeah. I would say most people probably haven't had alligator. I have, but
I was
it's
gonna
good.
say like mountain oysters, but people have had those. Like
I would
frog
never.
legs.
I would never eat an oyster. It's
Do
disgusting.
you know what a mountain oyster is?
Oh wait, I have had that. Yes, I have.
It's cow balls.
Yeah, cow balls. I have had that.
It's not an
I would never
oyster.
eat a real oyster.
I would not either. Or a clam.
No.
Hell no.
No
H2O.
slimy foods.
Okay.
What's an irrational fear that you have?
Okay. Are y'all ready for this?
Mm.
I'm so embarrassed. Moths, people. Mine is moths. And I know it sounds so dumb, but when I was little, so my dad's a race car driver. So Saturdays we would be at the racetrack. And my sister, who's 5 years older than me, we would be in the pits, like by the trailers. I wonder if they heard that. We're just chugging beers over here.
It's fine.
So we would be in the pits by the race cars and trailers and everything, and there would be those big overhead like stadium lights, and there would be moths everywhere, and my sister would just catch them and throw them at me and said that they were going to eat my clothes and my skin, and it was a childhood.
That is rude.
I was traumatized. I know like they're not going to do that now, but every time I see a moth, like it just freaks me out.
I haven't seen a moth in a long time.
I think so. I was hanging out with my mom one day and there was a moth on the ceiling and it kept coming closer and closer to me, and my eyes started watering and tearing up and I had to move, and that was like a year ago. When I think of moths, I think of that SpongeBob episode where he's in Sandy's house and there's a butterfly on his little water bowl over his head and it's like buzzing. That's you. Oh, I just got chills thinking about it.
Ew.
I can't do it.
I haven't seen a moth in a long time, but
Like
a lot of people are afraid of butterflies for real. So your moth thing is kind of similar.
moths are way uglier than butterflies,
yeah,
so
it's way
I feel
uglier.
better about it.
Yeah, butterflies are beautiful.
That's my irrational fear. Don't make fun of me. Don't leave us bad reviews.
If anybody else has that fear, please let us know.
Reach out to me so I know I'm not
so you
alone.
can start a support club.
I need something. I'm dying.
Mine is, I'm not afraid of a zombie apocalypse, but I'm afraid that if it happens, I'm going to run out of contacts and I'm going to have to wear my glasses, and then my glasses are going to break, and then I'm not going to be able to see the fucking zombies and I'm going to die because of that.
That's
Not because there's just zombies, but because I can't see. Like,
that's very irrational.
I know.
That just reminded me of my two others.
You have to.
I have three in my life.
Send
I have
them.
three. You ready?
Yep.
When I get older and I live in a nursing home and I'm not going to be able to speak, I'm really scared that somebody's going to, like a CNA or something's going to feed me ice cream and I'm going to get a brain freeze and I'm not going to be able to tell anybody that I have a brain freeze, and they're just going to keep shoving it in my mouth.
Oh my God.
I know.
Why did you think about that?
I used to work at a retirement home and
You tried to put yourself in their shoes.
I
You're
did.
being
I really did every day.
empathetic.
Yeah. So that was one of my irrational fears. Blah, 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 fears. And then my other one is I'm walking down the street because I like to take walks when I have free time. And I'm walking down the street and a car passes me and kicks up a rock and it like hits my face. That I feel like is pretty rational.
Yeah,
Those two.
That could happen.
It's better than a zombie apocalypse.
I know.
God.
So The Walking Dead,
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch it, and it wasn't that I was afraid of it. It just made me want to be so prepared that it took over my life.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I went anywhere, I would have to think of an escape plan, think of what I was going to use as a weapon. So I would be in a gas station,
Mm-hmm.
and my head would be like, zombies come right now. What am I going to do? I'd be in a bathroom. Zombies come right now. What am I going to do? Zombies come right now. What am I going to do?
Lock the door? I don't know.
No, you have to survive. So I would
Gosh.
think of things that I
gas
could use for
station
weapons.
is a good place to.
I know, not bad, but
What if the COVID-19 turned into an apocalypse?
I know, that's what made me remember this fear of mine. I had to stop watching Walking Dead because it took over my life.
That's crazy.
I know.
Okay.
Where are we at on this list? I moved.
So, male and female celebs who you'd want to spend the day with.
David Dobrik.
Who's that?
He is a YouTube celeb that makes funny videos and gives all of his friends free vehicles. So I want to hang out with him, and I want him to give me a free vehicle.
I would want to hang out with him too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Mine's Johnny Cash.
Oh, wow.
I love Johnny Cash. I've always loved Johnny Cash ever since I was a baby. I just think he lived his life and he did what he wanted to do, but he did a lot of things during it, some of which he shouldn't have done, some of which he did good things. Like, I just feel like he's very experienced in every aspect of life, and I just want to sit down and drink some whiskey with him for a day. And
he's got some wisdom.
Yeah, just tell me all the things I need to know about life and what he went through, and ask him questions that relate to my life, and I think it'd be inspiring.
Yeah,
he has that. So when he passed away, his son went through his office and collected all of his like unpublished poems, songs, anything in his office that he had handwritten notes on, and it's called Forever Words. You can get it off of Amazon. Cool. And I bought it.
Oh.
And it has like copies of poems nobody's ever heard of, and a lot of it talks about a lot of things he was going through that he didn't tell anybody about.
That's very cool.
And I like almost cried reading it. Yeah,
that's sweet.
If you don't know, now you know. Forever Words.
Love it. Okay, well, next.
Salty or sweet?
No, what's your favorite season?
Oh, so I said summer.
That's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
So I like winter. I like you had said, in the mountains, like the crisp air. I love snow, everything like that. But summer, I love being outside so much, and I can't do that in the winter. I love being at the lake. I love being at the races. I just like sun also. I don't want to be cooped up and pale.
Yeah. As I get older, I think I like summer a little bit more, but I just still hate sweating so much that it just stays at the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
I do love sunshine.
The boob sweat is killer for me.
I can't with the sweating. It's so gross. I sweat so much.
So you like winter for the season, not for like the holidays and stuff like that. And
I like
decorations.
fall.
You like fall?
That's my favorite.
Fall's up like my second favorite. Like when the air's nice like this.
Crispy. I don't know. I really
crispy
like
in the morning when you're wearing a sweater, and then you regret that sweater in the afternoon when it's like 85 degrees and you're sweating.
Kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I
Except
agree with
it gets dark really early, and I don't like. They all have their pros and cons.
So like August, September,
late September, early October.
Oh.
To be specific, okay. October 7th.
October 7th. It's a Tuesday. Yeah. Look it up. I don't know actually.
Okay, salty or sweet?
I said sweet. I have my sweets. I love them. I love chocolate, but it was a hard decision for me because I love anything that is salty sweet, like the combination.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had Nutella and pretzels?
No, because I'm allergic to peanut butter.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that.
That's okay. But I know the concept. I've had chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah, just salty sweet.
Yeah.
It's so good to me.
I like salty. I would rather eat 2 servings of dinner than have dinner and dessert.
I always eat dessert before dinner if I can. Like, if I go to a buffet, dessert before dinner.
I don't know why. I just don't. I'll eat like chocolate chip cookies or like brownie ice cream. That's it. I just don't care.
Tyler and I are obsessed with sweets. But Tyler and his family, the Layers, they put salt on everything.
Yeah.
Massive amounts of salt.
That's not good.
They're like, I can't even explain it.
I would say
I eat their food and I'm like, oh, this is so salty.
There is such a thing as too much salt. I think I just like French fries.
It brings out the flavor. French fries also salty sweet. French fries dipped in Wendy's Frosties
Oh yeah.
or their chicken nuggets. Oh, I live off
Their
that shit.
spicy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, actually, it should have been salty, sweet, or spicy because spicy would have 1,000% won.
Really?
Yes.
I can do some spicy, but I can't do hot things.
I can.
Like, I can't. I think mild hot sauce is kind of hot. I know. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that gene from you. Okay. What is your favorite chick flick and why?
This was sent in from Chick Flicks with Dicks podcast. It is a couple guys that watch chick flicks and have a podcast about it, and I think that's awesome.
That's so cool.
I know, I love it.
And here we are talking about ourselves.
I know, and we looked at this question, and it's not that I don't like chick flicks, I just haven't watched a lot, and most of that being because my ex did not let me watch them, or he controlled the TV, so like
You just never had the opportunity.
I just never watched them, so I haven't seen that many.
Yeah. I haven't seen that many just because I really like enjoy scary movies and documentaries. I don't really watch a lot of chick flicks. I think they're kind of stupid because up until I met Tyler, I never thought that kind of love existed.
What is love?
Shout out to Tyler.
I know that. Well, the first like few weeks with Dustin, he was like picking out chick flicks to watch with me, and I was like, "What is happening?" He's like, "I was like,
Are you gay?"
I was like, "Do you want to watch this?" And he's like, "This is a great movie," and I'm like, "You've already seen it?"
Yeah, it's weird.
I loved it. I loved that he wasn't too masculine.
Yeah.
To watch a chick flick.
Yeah.
So what do you got out of our we haven't watched that many,
So, okay. I really didn't have any in mind right off the top of my head. So I actually had to Google search some because I couldn't remember what I had seen and what I hadn't seen.
We've probably seen more than we know. We just don't. I can't
They
think
just don't
of
come
movies.
to the top of my head. Yeah. So I actually have 3.
Okay.
Pretty Woman.
Ooh.
I love Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh,
I don't think so.
my mom named me after the Shelby in Steel Magnolias.
Oh, wow.
Steel Magnolias. Sorry for you people who have not seen it. It's about a woman, and she ends up getting cancer. Her name's Shelby. She ends up getting cancer, and she ends up passing away. And I think it was made in like the 1970s or 80s. Like it has the same girl from Pretty Woman in it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I just like her. I don't know, but we're gonna. Dustin's probably seen it.
Yes,
Ask him to watch it.
He's seen everything.
Yeah, and then The Notebook because it's a classic.
That is a classic. I used to watch that when I was depressed in high school.
Yeah?
It's my depressing movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mine is Friends with Benefits with Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis.
They would be also a good couple besides her and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, they're kind of the same. Justin and Ashton are like the same.
Yeah.
And I probably only like Friends with Benefits because it's funny.
Yeah.
And the idea of like Friends with Benefits is funny to me. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Moving on.
Okay. So, breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
I said breakfast.
We're so opposite.
It's weird because with everything, I feel like we're the same with most things, like our attitude, our personality, our work drive, and like sense of style.
Yeah.
So it's kind of surprising me that we're kind of this opposite.
Yeah. I kind of knew. A lot of these I looked at and I was like, I know what she's going to put.
Yeah. At least you know me. I said breakfast just because I could eat cereal any time of the day.
I could eat. I haven't had cereal since I was
You're going
like
to hell for saying that.
9 years
What?
old.
Tyler and I eat cereal for like every meal, I feel.
Ew. It gets so soggy and gross.
Not if you eat it fast enough.
Ew.
There's like a certain stage in the middle where it's like, I'm not going to talk about it. And I love sausage links and like hash browns and eggs mixed together with maple syrup. Oh.
Yeah. No, dinner. That's all I have to say.
That's all I have to say about that. Okay. Would you rather know that you had 3 months to live or die instantly? I think we'll have the same answer.
I can't remember what my answer was. Oh. Okay, you go first.
Oh, me go first? Okay. I said 3 months to live.
You'd rather know.
I actually changed my answer because I did put die instantly.
Yeah.
I'd
rather know too.
I am not afraid to die.
No.
The older I get, the more that changes.
Yeah.
And I think if I had children, it would be different. but I'm not afraid to die. I would rather die for somebody else to live.
Yeah.
Even if they're a stranger.
Yeah. I agree.
Just because I know that I've accomplished the majority of things that I've wanted to accomplish in life.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've lived my life to the fullest, and I've done what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't want to be a nurse anymore, and I wanted to do photography, so I have a full-time business now. Like, I'm very much like a go-getter, and I feel like I've done all the things in life that I've wanted to do so far.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm not afraid to die. But the reason why I chose the 3 months is because if somebody told me I had 3 months to live, I would not tell anybody about it until I was like on my deathbed. And they can be pissed off at me. They can tell me to fuck off, whatever. I don't care. But I would want to give them the best memories I possibly could.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I chose it.
Sames.
Okay, I'm glad we have the same answer in that aspect.
Yes. Wait, what did you say before? You're not afraid to die. And you said you would die for somebody else.
I would die for somebody else.
I've had
if I knew that they were.
I've had like since forever like this weird, I don't know what it's called, but I always have like a vision of me like stepping in front of a bullet for somebody else. Like I imagine like a bank robbery happening and me standing up and being like, just take me, like, just let everybody else go. And I don't know what it is.
I think the same thing.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Like I would, no matter what the situation, like mass shooting going on, I would be like, just take me and let everybody else go.
I would do it for Tyler. I would do that for a stranger.
I would too.
I would prefer if it was a stranger that they would take it for granted and start doing things better in their lives. Like, I don't know. If you're doing self-improvement, I would take a bullet for you any day. I don't even need to know who you are.
I don't know what that's called. It's like a weird hero. Like I just wouldn't want anybody to.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like I would sacrifice for anybody, and it's weird because I don't think that.
I just feel
everybody.
like I feel like self-satisfied.
Yeah, I'm
okay with my life, and if it ends today, I'm okay with that because I feel like I've done everything I've wanted and needed to do.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Let's see. Your turn.
What are you most insecure about?
So I said so mine's not physical. It's not personality wise or anything. I said I am most insecure about independence because I want to stay an independent woman. Like this isn't like bashing Tyler or anything. Like I want to be independent for my own good, but I think being independent will help you with self-growth.
Yeah.
And I want to make money for myself and for my future family, and I want to keep gaining more knowledge and education as I go in any aspect in life, and I'm insecure about losing that. Yeah. My independence.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Mine is I have imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So I am afraid that everything that I do, whether it be like when I started video or when I started hunting and I started being an influencer as I start this podcast, I'm insecure that people think that I'm not qualified to do anything that I'm doing.
So you feel like you need to justify yourself?
Yeah. Like I have huge imposter syndrome.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's
it's like big things that you're doing too, and you just don't want to fail and you want to prove everybody wrong. And
yeah. Well, I feel like anytime you start something that's different,
that's a risk you take.
Yeah. I feel like everybody kind of looks at you like, what is she doing? Like, why doesn't she have a normal job? Like, she shouldn't be doing that. She doesn't know what she's doing. And I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's what you want to do.
It's not about you.
Yeah, same with photography. Like, I'm sure it's the same for you, but like when I started out, nobody really believed in me. They didn't like any of my social media. My pictures sucked.
Yeah.
When you first start out with photography or videography, your stuff is gonna suck because you don't know what you're doing.
It took me years to even like label myself a photographer because I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not at par. I wouldn't even refer to myself as that. I'd be like, well, yeah, I take pictures, but I would not use the word photographer.
Yeah, it took me like up until last fall to say I was a professional.
Yeah. It's weird.
And I can't stand when photographers do 2 sessions and feel like they have the right equipment to do the job and they say, oh, I'm a professional. I've done 2 sessions and no weddings.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. That bugs me.
It's weird. I feel like people that have imposter syndrome shouldn't, but the people that don't have it
Should.
yeah,
Yeah.
need to step back for a minute.
But I feel like it kind of makes you more humble if you do have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather trade some intelligence for looks or some looks for intelligence? Did you say looks?
I would trade intelligence for looks.
I said the same thing.
And I don't really know why. I guess.
Do you know why I said it?
Yeah, I don't really know why.
Okay. So I said it because I'm not like super like over the top intelligent.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very like realistic, and I know what I need to do in my life, and like education with like photography, surgical technology. If I want to know something, I'm going to find it out for myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't need any more of that because I got enough going on right now.
Yeah.
And with looks, it's more of like a personal reason. You feel more confident when you feel like you look good.
I agree.
And I feel like when you, like as a woman, maybe not for men so much, but as a woman, when you feel like you look good and you have that confidence, you just flourish in anything that you do.
Yeah.
And especially with photography, like our attention to detail, photography and videography, our attention to detail is so, like,
minuscule.
Yeah, whatever. It's just one of the most important things with photography and videography is the attention to detail. And if somebody's hair is out of place or their makeup is smudged, like you're going to fix that for them because you want them to look good, obviously. So I think we just do that to ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's worse for us than most people, which is why I chose looks over intelligence.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's a good
Not
reason.
all of it.
I don't really have a reason.
Okay.
I think that I have enough intelligence to give that up to take a little bit of a look.
All right.
Become a little bit more of a looker.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go. You want to be a 10.1 instead of a 10.
Gosh, you're so kind.
Oh.
Stop it. Anyways, okay. How much would someone have to pay you to eat a live spider?
I'm a cheap bitch. I
Same.
said $100.
Yes. I said I'm broke right now, so it wouldn't take much.
All right.
So if there's any takers and y'all want to pay us to eat spiders, like
We'll
let us
do
know.
like a Instagram HDTV something.
Yeah, I'll eat a spider for
Can
some
they be
money.
like covered in chocolate though?
You can dip it in whatever you want. But it's alive, so.
Bud Light Lime. It's not alive. You did not
Yes.
put that. Oh, you did put that. Oh no.
You just swallow it real quick. What is the show Fear Factor? I would have done that.
I don't know if I could do that.
I just have them. I can turn it off. Like I can make myself think it's not that.
I think I could if it got down to that point.
If money's involved,
I'll do
there's a lot I do.
I'll do
money.
almost anything for money.
So
I won't be a prostitute.
you guys, our small businesses are at stake right now because of COVID-19. If you do want to help some sisters out, go ahead and let us know if you want us to eat some spiders.
Yeah, let us know. We'll do anything. Almost. That's not creepy.
Almost.
Almost.
If you could trade places with a famous person for a day, who would it be and what would you do?
I said Ellen DeGeneres.
Me too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Woo woo! Shout out to Ellen.
Dude,
Hope you listen and
Ellen.
leave a good review.
Ellen, leave us a review.
Put us on your show, man.
You don't have to be on our show. We just want your review.
Yeah. Just give us a shout out on your Instagram story. Anything. I said Ellen. Well, I guess we probably said her for the same reasons, but she is just so positive in anything she does. Everybody loves her and gets along with her just because of her personality and how giving she is, regardless of if she's gay or not. I feel like most people,
No,
if
she's
they
just-
don't approve of that, they still love Ellen, which doesn't make sense.
She's
But
just like a ray of fucking sunshine.
and I need that in my life right now.
She's my inspiration.
Yeah.
And I would just go dance on her show and be like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car.
That's
but can I keep a car?
That's Oprah.
Well, she gives out stuff too.
12 Days of Christmas.
Okay, Ellen doesn't give out cars, but she gives stuff out.
She gives out a lot of stuff. Usually it's like a lot of cash.
Well, we need that.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever cheated on somebody? Drum roll.
No.
I haven't either. boring. Sorry, people.
Sorry.
No juicy stuff
I'm
today.
so
I
loyal.
guess.
It makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Loyal to a fault, almost. I would say.
Yeah. I've been cheated on. I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of people have been cheated on.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks when you've been cheated on. You don't expect it, I feel, most times.
I don't understand.
And if you do expect it, you should not be in that relationship.
No, I just don't.
Like, I think I can say this for Brittany also, but even if you're just texting somebody in the wrong way,
Yeah.
it's cheating.
Yeah.
It's not just something physical.
No.
And I feel like Brittany and I are just very, very loyal to our boyfriends, and we would die for them. We would marry them tomorrow if they proposed, I think.
Absolutely. I just don't. If you're even considering it, just
it's a waste of
please
time.
break up with
Yeah.
me. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Why do you have to like hurt somebody in the process of your scandalousness?
Yeah, I cannot wrap my brain around it. I really can't.
I don't know.
But we're also the type of people, we would not be in a relationship with somebody if we were not 100% in it for them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I feel like we're not really like in, or at least for me, I have not been in a lot of relationships.
No, me either.
And that has been my choice. There's been a lot of people who have wanted to take me on dates and hang out with me, but I just wasn't like up to it at that point. And so I think I've only had like 4 boyfriends, honestly, in my whole life.
Yeah, I've only had 3.
Yeah.
That I would count. There were a couple that were like less than 24 hours, so they don't count.
That's a friends with benefits. That's a fuck buddy.
No. We didn't.
You didn't even do that?
No. We dated, and I said, I can tell already that this isn't going to work out. I'm not going to waste your time.
Fuck off.
I'm just saying, I know very early on if it's going to be a waste of my time, and I'm not going to waste my time.
That's how I am too.
So
that's good though. It's a good quality to have.
I would say we have good qualities.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll talk to somebody that has cheated and ask them why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they'll have an answer.
I don't know.
Is there an answer to that?
There can be somebody anonymous.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. If you could retire tomorrow, what would you do?
Work more.
God damn it. I said the same thing though, just in a different way.
Well, I would like work more on projects and start like a nonprofit because I want to have like a charity or a nonprofit at some point in my life. Yep. But it would still all be work related. I would never just stop working. That doesn't even make sense to me.
So I said kind of the same thing. I would flip houses because I'm a working woman.
Yeah.
I can't just not work. I could not be the type of person who like, if Tyler were to pay for everything that I have and to pay for the house and everything like that, I would feel so bad. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd feel terrible. And I think I could never just not have a job.
No.
Even if it meant being a stay-at-home mom, I feel like that's a full-time job.
Yeah, that is.
And I would love to do that, but I feel like I would have to get out of the house. It wouldn't work for me very well.
I would still have to have like a project. Like
a side
something.
Hustle podcast.
Definitely.
If it got that big. We're both working women. We would not be able to not have a job in any way, shape, or form. It wouldn't work for us.
What life experience has had the biggest influence on who you are today?
This is kind of deep. Are you ready for it? My parents' divorce and their money struggles.
Okay.
My parents divorced in 2015. They're back together now, which is very good. But in my opinion, growing up with, they're not toxic by any means. They're very loving towards us. But growing up, it was a real struggle. I moved 26 times. They were just never on the same page. And that made our whole family just never on the same page. Yeah. And my sister and I felt like we had to follow them around and follow their mistakes.
Like chaos.
It was mad chaos. And Mom, if you hear this, I say this in the sweetest way possible. Dad, you too. But I mean, that affects you when you're little.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It really does.
You're watching.
Yeah. And my parents, they weren't broke. Like, we had some money, but they did struggle. And that's like a blessing in disguise for me, because now my sister and I are so good with our finances. My sister's debt free. I'm working on being debt free. We have budgets. We know exactly how much is in our accounts all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like a blessing in disguise, but that's been the biggest influence in my life.
Good. It's a positive one, although it was, I mean, you probably didn't know it was negative as it was happening, but now looking back, you're like, okay,
Well,
that supposedly negative thing impacted me in a positive way.
Yeah. When I was growing up, I despised them, and I thought it was very negative what they were doing. I felt like they should have gotten a divorce when I was younger. That might have made it easier.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful that it all played out the way it did because I learned a lot from it, and my parents are back together now.
Good.
Yep. What was yours?
Mine is my toxic relationship. It was a 7-year.
Tell them about it.
I won't go into it too much because I feel like that's just such a long story.
Yeah.
But I have been married and divorced, and I wouldn't say that the divorce was the biggest influence, but I would say just learning from the toxicity of the person.
Yes, sister. Yes.
And it's crazy. It's hard to explain to people how you allow somebody to treat you a certain way for so long.
You think it's normal?
It was my normal. It was all I knew. I was with him for 7 years. And even before that, I had never experienced a true, unconditional, loving human being.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I love unconditionally. So I'm going to love you no matter what you do. So I loved him no matter his faults. I accepted them. I was like, well, I love this person. So this is life.
This is the sacrifice.
Is it. That's fine. That's what you're supposed to do according to society. So that's what I did. I gave and I gave and I gave. And we were married for 2 years. And I started waking up and seeing how bad it was. And I left. And it's weird. Now that I'm out of it, I see even more how bad it really was. Because you don't see it.
You don't realize it
crazy.
until it's over with. You don't.
So, I mean, I'll share more stories because there's just so many.
There's so many different levels and aspects, and it's a long story.
Yeah.
For another time.
It's just to have somebody that's mentally abusive, controlling. And it's not just his fault. I was submissive. Mm-hmm. I let him walk all over me. I didn't have opinions. I wasn't allowed to talk. I was scared. It's a lot. But I learned, and now
And who cares what other people think because you did it for you.
Yeah, I had to leave. I am damn proud of myself for leaving.
I'm so proud of you.
I will never act like it didn't happen because
a lot of people don't leave for a long, long time until their confidence is low. They're like,
if your confidence is low, you're not going to leave.
No,
you're not.
Yeah.
And
they lose their own self in the process. And then by the time they build up the courage to leave, right before that breaking point, they're just nobody to themselves. They're empty. Yeah. They don't know who they are. They don't know what to do.
They're only that relationship. And I struggled with this too, is what is everybody going to say? What are they going to think? I failed a marriage, but in my mind, I didn't fail. I succeeded at saving myself and bettering myself. And
now you're with Dustin.
And now it's way fucking better.
Life is just better.
Life is so much
You're
better.
thriving too.
I know.
What is one thing you've been doing to keep yourself busy?
During COVID-19?
Yes.
Working. I mean, with my work, my videos and stuff, I have backlog of work. So I still have work to do right now.
Brittany and I have several different side hustles.
Yeah, we're doing a lot. I mean, I have videography, photography. I work in the hunting industry. I do content for people. I make vlogs for people. My dog is trying to be famous. I can't stop him. He is on one, and I support him, and I will give him everything he needs.
Shout out to Gus, Going Places with Gus
on Instagram. Please follow him. He's
no bad reviews though.
No bad reviews.
So I wrote down name all the shit, and that is photography, the hospital, the second job I just picked up, the program, buying a house, doing the podcast, just everything. I'm busy even when it's slow season.
I'm not busy.
Yeah.
I'm never not busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find something to do.
Exactly.
And it's not because I'm I'm not busy, I better find something. It's just that doesn't happen. I don't get to the not busy thing.
Yeah. And even if you do find time to not be busy, I feel like a lot of us entrepreneurs get overwhelmed or anxious because we should be doing something. but we don't know what to do because everything is done. So it kind of sucks not having something to do, honestly.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your...
No, what is your dream job?
Oh, ooh.
I kind of have to pee again, Mom. Okay,
Break
wait.
time.
What is your dream job?
So my dream job would not be photography. It would not be working in the healthcare industry. It would be flipping houses. So with photography, you just kind of have a really good eye for picturing things in random places and just anything really. You can just picture it on the spot. And that has always helped me with visualization for anything else in my life. So I think I'd be very good at flipping houses and decorating houses and being able to like walk in a horrible condemned house and then visualizing like what I could make it look like. I think that's very fun. And
Is Tyler handy?
he's so handy
You guys should do that
in
together.
more ways than one.
Ooh.
Just-
Was that a good sound?
I hope.
You guys should do that together.
So yeah, we want to. We bought this house, and when we move, we would like to keep it as a rental.
Yeah.
So flipping houses and rentals would be my dream job.
Love that. I've
Hands
flipped
down.
a couple houses. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Kind of stressful, but
Mhm.
that was because I was doing it with a toxic human being that has negative input on everything. So
All right. What did you put?
it's a hard question. Kind of what I'm doing now,
Mm-hmm. Just on a bigger level?
but on a bigger level. Yeah, like I would love for the podcast to take off and just be able to do this, to do like influencing, doing creative things with people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe starting like clothing line, not a clothing line, like merch stuff. I don't know, just like
Mhm.
making stuff and working with people and doing creative things and traveling.
But like on a nationwide
Yeah, like
aspect
big.
instead of just like surrounding
Yeah.
states and Midwest.
So what I'm
Yeah.
doing, but more like focused. Like
Yes.
right now, it's just like
We're going to kind of do whatever we want to do until we find the things that we really want to do.
Yeah, I'm on my track,
Yeah.
but
You're figuring it out.
Yeah,
You're doing a good
it's
job.
not a job title. I don't know what it is,
Yeah. I don't
unless you
either.
know one.
Entrepreneur.
I just want to do a lot of things. I do want to have a charity at some point too, a nonprofit.
Mhm.
That's always my end
Your end
goal.
Gotcha.
To have. I want to have enough money to be able to give my money away.
Yes. All right. So this one's going to be kind of interesting. We'll see.
Oh, I
It'll be
forgot.
interesting for me. So what's the worst date you've ever been on? Shout out to Shelby Lane Photography.
Yeah.
She wanted to know this question. She's one of our like local friends here. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I mean, I'll go. I haven't really been on very many dates. What is my hair doing?
I don't know. I wasn't going to say anything about it. I was just going to leave it
Okay.
to what it is. That's hot.
It's not bad.
That is so sexy. You should send a picture to Dustin.
Oh. Hang on, guys. Oh my god.
She's fidgeting with her headphones that she can't even hear out of.
I know.
Because we can't figure out this setup just yet.
Okay. So I haven't been on very many dates, so this is okay. Straight out of, not straight out of it, but out of my divorce, I kind of went on a date with a guy.
Mm-hmm. Was it weird and awkward?
No, it wasn't. How do I explain this? So we hung out with like fucking headphones.
You've been struggling for 2 minutes
I'm
now.
done. Okay, I'm just gonna leave them.
Okay.
And so we hung out with like a couple mutual friends at first, and then he wanted to go on a date
Okay.
a few days later.
Did you know him before?
No.
Like from okay.
So what happened was I went to see my friends in Arkansas, and they were like, we don't mean for this to be a date, but we're moving out of the state and we want to hang out with this guy before we leave town.
Okay.
And you happen to be here at the same time, and like this is the only time we can hang out with him.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it's not a date, but like
If you want it to be a date, it can
she's
be
like,
a
if
date.
you want it to be a date, it's a date. So we hang out together, kind of hit it off, and then he wants to go on another date.
Ooh.
Ooh. So the date wasn't necessarily bad. It was
Mhm.
good. We just went to eat. But then afterward, he wanted to like go back to his place and hang out and watch a movie.
Mm.
And how do I explain? I don't even know how to.
Is this the Shouse? The shed
Yes.
house? Okay.
Which is it. That's not even a good word to describe it. So when somebody says they want to go back to your place, you expect like a house, an apartment.
Especially our age.
Yes. And just like
late 20s.
Yeah. No.
No?
It's not a house. That is not the correct terminology.
Okay.
It is a shed. It is a garage.
Okay.
A big one. But then there's just this sheet that is blocking
So
off.
there's no wall?
No wall. That is his room.
so
is
redneck.
a sheet just hanging.
Mm-hmm.
So we like pull the sheet open to enter the quote unquote bedroom.
Okay.
And it was just like a frat oasis, just like mini fridge. It was.
Did he have like hot plates he had to cook off of?
I don't know how he ate. I have no clue. There's not a kit. There's nothing there. It's a garage with a sheet.
Was his bed on the floor?
Yes.
Oh
I'm
God,
pretty
what
sure.
is up with guys having their beds on the floor? The last 2 guys I dated before Tyler, their beds were on the floor.
Yeah. It was just there was
God.
just like
Damn.
stuff, and I was like, I am too old for this to be
You're
an
too
acceptable.
Yes, you're
thing.
too independent and too much of a businesswoman.
Yeah. I was like, this
This is not okay.
is
It would be
not
different if it was
okay.
like for a month or 2 and he was like in
Yeah.
between like
Well,
buying or renting a
supposedly he
place.
has had an apartment in a different city,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But so the date wasn't bad. It was just that situation. I was like, are you kidding me?
You weren't expecting it.
No.
You were blindsided.
I was
That
like,
is horrible.
What is this? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So that's
Okay.
it. It sucked. It was very uncomfortable.
That's actually terrible
It's
for not
terrible.
being on very many dates.
No.
The one date you go on.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is what you're working with.
Well,
Later.
This is today's society now.
See ya.
So my worst date of my life. I'm gonna try to make this speedy, but it's kind of a long story.
That's okay.
I've already told Brittany this once because I actually met with Brittany that day in between, like in the middle of the date.
No.
So, brace yourselves. Before I met Tyler, I had been talking to this guy in 2019. We had history in the past, and we just kind of like rekindled at the beginning of the year. But it was never fully a relationship. It was just he lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
And so we never really got to see each other except for once I went to go see him. I flew there, went to go see him, and it just never got to the point where I wanted it to be. Long distance is very hard, and sometimes you can make it work and other times you can't. And it's extremely hard when the other person can't come see you, see your lifestyle, meet your family, stuff like that.
Doesn't put in the effort, essentially.
Doesn't put in the effort, doesn't have a lot of money to put in the effort also. And so in September 2019, I told this guy basically like I didn't think I wanted to be with him anymore. Like I wasn't feeling it. I really wanted him to come visit me and meet my family because he had never met my family during like the whole year or even the past time when we were talking. It was always me driving 8 hours to go see him and back and all this money. So I get a knock on the door at 1:45 in the morning on a Thursday morning, and it's him. Drove all the way from Colorado and said basically like, I'm here to see you. I'm putting in the effort.
Oh my
And
God.
It was just not under the right circumstances.
No, that's terrible. I would have.
It
No.
was
No.
it was uncomfortable for me, but I didn't want to be rude, and I'm very bad with confrontation.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings ever. I don't want to make them feel bad. I don't want to put them down. And so that whole day, like I had plans that day to meet with Brittany. We were talking about our packaged video photography bundle that we have together. Like I already had plans that day. And
For somebody to show up and just expect that you have nothing going on is.
well, I told him I had stuff going on.
Yeah.
And whatever. So basically how the day went was he wanted to go get we wanted to go get breakfast. He wanted to talk about us before we went to breakfast. And it was basically like the same thing I had been telling him. Like, we made no progress. It was the same thing that I had been telling him the whole time. Like, I don't want long distance. I don't think I can do long distance anymore. That's the problem. And I knew like the long distance was never going to change. It was always going to be long distance. And so then we went to breakfast, and then we went to Cabela's. Like, I tried to do things outside of the house. And then I had my meeting with Brittany.
I came and picked you up from Cabela's.
She came and picked me up from Cabela's. We went to Starbucks and we sat down, and I just basically almost cried in front of her.
Big anxiety attack.
Because, yes, I had an anxiety attack. I felt like I was going to have a panic attack. There was just so many things going through my head. Like, I had history with this guy. Like, I really did try to make things work, but I just couldn't at that point. And I just had a lot of emotions, and I didn't want to disappoint anybody. That's also like one of my big insecurities, is disappointing people.
Yeah.
And I just knew it wasn't going to work. It was just very hard for me to tell him, like, look, I do not want to do this anymore. I need you to go home. So I just felt uncomfortable all day, just because that's just how I am. I'm bad with confrontation. And just like the situation, it would have been different if he would have came down to meet my parents. Like, just him coming down for that reason, just to come down, even after I told him like I didn't think I wanted it anymore, it was just not, it was bad timing. Yeah. It was not okay. That's not how I wanted him to come down.
The no warning to me would just no.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So then I had a session that night, and he wanted to stay till after the session and then drive back. And I was like, no, I just think it's a good idea for you to go home now. We didn't really like clear anything up. I told him it was a good idea to go home, and then he like still didn't get the memo. And I don't know if that was because I wasn't clear enough that day for him, but I ended up telling them like, I don't want this anymore. And then 3 days later, my roommates told me to download Bumble, and that's how I met Tyler. Now I have the love of my life.
And everything happens for a reason, people.
Timing. So that was like my long story, not so short.
So the worst date that you've ever had led you to the love of your life, essentially.
It did. And I'm very thankful for it.
There you are.
I'm thankful. Like I'm thankful for me and this guy. Like I'm okay with it, because I tried as hard as I could with that guy, and I just knew that it wasn't going to work, and that's why I walked away. And you know, when you start losing yourself to make somebody else happy, that's when it's not okay, and that's when you should walk away, like we had talked about earlier. Yeah. And so I just had to walk away at that point. There was like, by the end of it, there was nothing there for me. It wasn't what I wanted. He wasn't giving me what I wanted, regardless of how many times I told him. Yeah. And then I met Tyler, and I'm gonna marry that dude someday.
Isn't there a song about that?
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of songs.
Marry that boy someday.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, thank you for the question, Shelby. That was
Shelby
actually, Lane.
Yeah, Shelby Lane, not
Shelby
me.
Lane.
That was a good question, Shelby.
Yeah, it led right into Shelby's love story.
Yeah.
This question is all over the place. What are your hobbies?
Working.
Okay, after that, so what are your hobbies?
So, let me just chug my Bud Light seltzer real quick.
Seltzer.
Shout out to Bud Light. Thanks for the seltzers. They're way better than Truly.
Yeah, I
or
agree.
White Claw.
I do agree.
Their limes and their black cherries are to die for, which is weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like beer at all. So, I hope they didn't just hear me swallow. Mm-hmm. What are your hobbies?
I mean, hobby is a weird word to me, because I feel like any hobby that I've ever had, I turn into a business.
Yeah. That's the same for me.
My hunting stuff, I turned it into a business.
Mm-hmm.
My outdoorsy shit is a business.
But that's the definition of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And it's good if you can find something you really like enjoy doing and turning it into a business and making an income.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of job to have.
There's just not anything that I do. I mean, I like read and stuff, but is that a hobby? I don't know.
I think that's just like
all my hobbies are jobs and I'm making money from them. So sorry.
There you go.
I think everyone should do that.
I kind of wrote a list. Being outside, obviously. Being at the lake, obviously. Racing, obviously.
Did you write obviously down?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Quality time, because I feel like that's very important to me. With how busy I am, I never want to lose quality time with my friends, with Tyler and his daughter, with family. Like, I never want to lose that in the midst of busy season for everything that we do. And then I put working, so that kind of like cancels each other out. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. We're not very good at hobbies.
We aren't. We're not very good at doing nothing either.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's it. Is that it?
yeah, that's all our questions that we have today. I realized that this might have been really long and you're like,
if you
what
made
are
it
these-
through to this point, I will give you $50.
I know. This was,
It was a little rough, I'm sure. I don't think, I don't know.
it's fine.
It's
That's
whatever.
what the first episode's for.
Nobody really ever listens to first episodes, right?
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
I keep thinking of all of like, Tyler's not going to listen to this. Dustin's not going to listen to it. All of their guy friends aren't going to
our
listen to it.
close homies aren't going to listen to this. But we do have a lot of interviews lined up. I have about 60 people on our list of people. All of them are entrepreneurs, side hustlers that are doing cool, unique, fun things. And
Men
they will,
and women.
yeah, they'll probably have cooler things to say. I mean, I've got everything from like a dancer.
Hunting.
She dances for Selena Gomez, actresses,
Hunters.
Cops.
Me-
How do you say that word? I can't say that word.
TH. Esthetician.
I'm not
That.
gonna do it.
That word right there.
That word. What else? Some singers. Some
There's a lot of people.
activists.
It's not just people who have side hustles. It's a lot of.
just people that are doing cool things.
Yeah.
Or
It's not boring stuff like photography and videography. It's different, and there's a wide variety, which is cool and nice. We try to give you guys that, and it's not just females too, which I think will help a lot of listeners.
Yeah. We have had guys reach out. We've reached out to some guys, but
yeah,
we know more girls, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry. Olympic sporting clay shooter.
Mm-hmm.
A mom that is married to an NFL player. Like, we got the peeps coming. So they'll be more entertaining than us, hopefully. But you do have to endure us sometimes.
Sometimes it'll be a little rough, but if you just make it through,
It's fine.
it's whatever.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for today. So don't forget to like and subscribe
Woohoo!
at Side Boobs and Side Hustles.
It's also our Instagram.
Instagram, Side Boobs Side Hustles.
Don't forget the dot, please.
Yeah. And I think that's all we have. So
Okay. Peace out, homies.
leave us reviews. Like.
Smell you later.
Yeah.
Thanks to
Bye.
Okay, bye.